Hey guys, it's me. This is I think the day that I uploaded the burning video, the disc burning video. I was looking through the comments of that video, and I saw a lot of people asking, what specifically in that game, uh, was so frustrating and angering that actually made me go out of my way to burn the disc. Now, as you can tell, I cooled off. Like, I recorded that on the 9th, and the 9th of August was when, that was when I put the game down. I was so pissed off of it at it that, I put it down and I burned it. So, 2 days later, and I'm thoroughly enjoying Persona 4. Don't worry. I actually saw a lot of comments saying, like, don't you dare burn Persona games. Don't worry. I adore the Persona games. They're awesome. Um, I love Persona 3, already beat it, and I'm working my way through Persona 4. Anyway, not the point. A lot of people were asking why I decided to burn it. What in that game was so angering and frustrating? So I thought that was a fair question to ask, and because there were so many people who asked it, I couldn't really respond to all of them with, comments. So I figured I'd just make this video. It's not going to be like a video review or anything. It's just kind of like my reasons slash review thing. I mean, I'm not a reviewer, so eh. But okay. I'll try to give. First off, I'm gonna give a spoiler-free version, and then I'll go balls deep into spoilers. Afterwards. Like if you're actually curious enough to play the game, don't. Oh, but okay, anyway. Um, okay. This is the first game in the Star Ocean series that I had ever played, so I don't really know a lot of like what I assume would be a whole bunch of intricacies. I don't know the series as well as I do like the Tales series, for instance. So, um, I don't know everything about these games, but I'll I'll go into it, I guess. Basically, Star Ocean. This particular game is set, I think, 700 years after we stopped using AD. 1999 AD. It's after that, 700 years into the future. And the planet Earth is technologically sophisticated. We got spaceships and we got space travel. It's basically like Star Trek, but with anime. Um, so, here's the thing. I actually really, really, really like the setting, or I liked it. I really liked the setting. We have space travel. We're bopping around the galaxy, exploring new planets, and making like stations there and stuff like that. So I really like the setting. It starts off, and the place you're at is attacked, and you have to escape. So you escape, and you go to what is called or what is referred to as an underdeveloped planet. And basically, this is another thing that I really, really, really liked about the game. I just thought it was an awesome way to set up, the setting. Because what it is, you remember I was talking about Earth, it's technologically advanced with like laser weapons and space travel. But then you have these other planets where their current level of knowledge and technology is equal to that of, like 16th century Earth. Like freaking, well, I don't know if that's, well, suffice it to say they're old. They don't have technology. They are called underdeveloped planets. So they don't have space travel and they don't have laser weapons. They're like in medieval times. And one of the things that the developed planets came up with is the Underdeveloped Planet Protection Pact, or UP3, which basically says that you can't show them your technology. You can't go to those planets and show off like laser weapons and spaceships because that will affect the future of the planet. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was just really interesting and a really cool concept. I liked that. That was awesome. I just thought that that was one of the things that I really, really liked about the game. They really go pretty all out in getting this setting set up, and I loved that. But okay, I was just talking about that because I thought it was a good way to set up the setting, and that's going to come back later. Okay? Now, you go there, you fight a bad guy, and then you leave. And then you go to another planet that is also underdeveloped, and they're in the middle, like the Middle Ages. So, um, the people that attacked that place, the first one, we're going to call it Planet 1. There are bad guys that attacked Planet 1. And then when you escape to Planet 2, you're trying to get away from them. And so when you go to Planet 3, they're still looking for you. So on Planet 3, you get embroiled in a war, and then you do a whole bunch of stuff, and then toward the end of the war, the bad guys show up, and they start attacking the planet. They have no regard for the, that UP3 pact. So they attack you, they show off their ships, and they start blasting the crap out of you and everything. And then your special superpower activates, and then you destroy one of their ships without even, meaning to. And then you're thinking, it's like, whoa, this is so mysterious. My character has this freaking awesome level of power that I can't even control. I don't even know what it is. And so you figure out that your dad did all these... I guess this is spoilers. Whatever. Nobody cares. Your dad did all these experiments on you and turned you basically into a weapon. And he, you modified your genes and crap. And then more of the bad guys come down, and then they get destroyed by an unidentified enemy. And so, after they get destroyed, you leave, and then you find out that those enemies, wait. You go to your dad's laboratory on a moon base, and then you find out about the bad guys, the new ones. You find out that those guys are agents of a divine entity known as the Creator. And because of that, the gene modification that your dad did and that level of science, the Creator is coming after humanity and is going to kill us all because our science has progressed too far and stuff like that. So, you need to go to this gate thing, and you have to go and destroy the Creator. You have to go and kill a god. And you have to just stop his agents, which are known as the Executioners. And they are the most powerful things in the universe. It actually has a really cool cutscene where those enemies, the Executioners, they actually destroy Earth. It's pretty cool looking, but I digress. So, you need to go and stop them. So you go to this far-off planet. You go to this thing called the Time Gate. I think it's called the Time Gate. I'm pretty sure it is. You go to this place where it has the Time Gate, and one of your friends also had modification, and we can go through the gate. This is the halfway point of the game. This is 30 hours of gameplay, 30 to 40, depending on how much you grind. Now, here's the thing. This is one of the things that I really, 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 really hate about this game. These enemies, the Executioners, there are two different kinds. There are angel-like women. They just look like stereotypical angels, white dresses, white wings, blah, blah, blah. They're called Proclaimers. And then there are these dragon-esque looking guys called Enforcers. These enemies are freaking impossible. Now, okay, they're not really impossible. They're not really impossible to kill, but they are very, very difficult. And here's the thing. You're probably going to call me out and say, oh, well, you're probably just not grinding enough. Okay. I have to give you an example. Tales games, like Tales of the Abyss. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that all RPGs should be, super easy, like Tales games. You shouldn't be able to just breeze through them. There should be a level of challenge, kind of like in the Persona games, where you actually have to think about your battles. You got to be strategic in that game. Otherwise, you're going to get hit pretty hard and possibly die. And if you do, it's your fault. It's not because the game is hard, it's because you weren't careful. These enemies are so unbelievably hard, it's not even fair. These Proclaimers, the weaker ones, these are the weakest ones that you can find. The Proclaimers are the weakest of the Executioners. What they have this skill that takes absolutely no casting time. Absolutely none. They just boom, just like that. They can do it instantly. It is this thing where there's I think there's 5 glowing circles of light that just start, spinning around them. And you get hit 5 times. If you're near them, you get hit 5 times, and each one does 1,000+ damage. If you're anywhere in there, you're dead. Anywhere. And they can do it at any time. They are very, very hard to stagger. And then, moving on to the Enforcers, the Dragon Dudes, they have this skill, which takes advantage of one of the gayest status conditions Okay, sorry, I know you're not really supposed to describe things as gay when they're bad, but I can't come up with any other thing for it. It's just, it is the stupidest freaking status condition. Basically, think of it like this. Think of it like petrification. If it hits you, you're basically, you're dead. You can be healed with an item, like you can be depetrified, but you're basically, if you get hit with it, you're dead until you're healed. These guys have this skill that hits all around them 3 times, and each one of those hits can possibly give you that status condition and instantly drop you. Instantly. If you drop, then you're done. Because, I know that's obvious, but here's the thing. There is petrification in this game. There's petrification, and then there's this. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what the status condition is. I actually had an item. It's called the anti-incapacitation amulet, and it doesn't work. It doesn't protect against it. So I don't know what the frick this frickin', the status condition is. And, incapacitation, that does not mean death. Death is KO, I believe. But okay. Those enemies can instantly kill you with that one hit, and they're very fast. They can move around very quickly, and if they hit you, if they hit all 3 of your party members, you're pretty much dead. Not to mention it does about 4,000 damage when they hit you with it. Okay. That's the executioners, for now. For now. We're not quite done. And you know what? Screw the no spoilers, because this is going on really long. So this is just going to be spoilers. So, you go through this planet, which is swarming with executioners, and you get to the time gate. You go through the time gate, and this... Okay. I don't think that someone at Tri-Ace did this, like wrote this in. Tri-Ace was the developer, Square Enix publisher, whatever. I'm pretty sure that nobody at Tri-Ace wrote this in, because it is too stupid for such... Here's the thing. The beginning of the game, awesome. All the stuff with the undeveloped planets, awesome. I love the medieval setting, even though we're in like a futuristic universe. I kept expecting, to leave the planet and go to a futuristic planet and, fight off aliens and stuff like that. I thought it was going to be awesome. Of course, it wasn't. But, okay. I was really, really digging the beginning of the game. The beginning was awesome. I loved all the medieval stuff, all the setup and all that. Now, when you get to the time gate, you use the abilities of one of your partners and you go through. You come to an area called 4D space, which is, it's an alternate dimension, they say. In 4D space, you learn that everything in your galaxy, the Milky Way, Earth, all those planets we visited, all those people that had been killed by the executioners, everybody that was involved in the war, every bad guy that was, shelling you with their friggin' spaceships on that planet during the war, we learned that every single solitary person in that universe is a simulation. You are literally characters in a game. I'm not kidding. I'm so not kidding. If I did not burn the disc, I would be showing you footage. This would be like an actual review. Of course, I would need a mask so that I could show my face, but no, I don't have a mask yet. I'm going to get one, by the way. Anyway, you learn that you are a simulation. Okay. Here's the thing. It's okay to have a twist that is shocking. Trust me, I was shocked. I was blown away, but not in a good way. Here's the thing. Just like I said, it's okay to have a twist. Tales games have lots of twists, but the twist in Star Ocean till the end of time completely invalidates every single thing you've done up until that point. because you've been going around thinking that everything was actually going to amount to something. You know, you're going to 4D space. You're going to fight a freaking god. You're going to save the entirety of the universe and every other universe out in the multiverse and the ultraverse. You're going to save everything because these executioners are wreaking havoc, destroying planets, killing billions, if not trillions of people. But no, you're just a simulation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. You can tell I'm getting mad, because I was mad. I was pissed. But okay. You're a simulation. Everything is invalidated. Nothing has any meaning anymore. Because it doesn't matter. They're not real people dying. You're data. A character a character in 4D space, which is essentially like, you know, where we live, I guess. A character in 4D space says you are nothing but a collection of zeros and ones. And he's right. Nothing that you've done has amounted to anything, because everything gets rewritten. The entire direction of the game shifts. It's not about, you know, saving the galaxy. It's about saving things in a freaking computer game. I'm sorry, but .hack did it way better, because it at least affected the real world, and we were still in the real world, and we knew from the beginning that it was a game. This is freaking stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sure there are people out there that really love this twist, and they think it's the greatest thing ever. But I'm sorry. If you're going to completely invalidate everything I just did for the last 40 hours, then why have the first 40 hours? It's okay to be a character in a game. That's not the problem. The problem is that I spent 40 hours and that amounted to nothing. You know? Okay. Enough of that rant. Basically, you find out that you're a simulation. God! And then, you find out that the executioners, they're not really real. Because your simulations, you remember that, the gene modification that we were doing inside the game? The gene modification to the people outside the game, which is called the Eternal Sphere, by the way. The game is called the Eternal Sphere. To the people outside the Eternal Sphere, that gene modification is seen essentially as a virus. And the executioners are basically an antivirus program. Yeah, it sounds a lot more epic when you have these things destroying planets and killing trillions. They're just a virus protection program. It's Norton getting serious. So, you go to 4D space, you figure that out, and then you need to get an uninstaller, so that you can uninstall the freaking virus protection. I can't believe someone actually did this, but okay. So, you get the uninstaller, and then you go back, you use it, and then, guess what? The executioners get stronger. Basically, the guy, which is the owner of the game, he had like a backup program that if you use the uninstaller, you get more powerful executioners, blah, blah, blah. So now we get to go back to the executioners. Now, we have these things called convictors. Remember how I was talking about, proclaimers and enforcers? The new one is the convictors. Convictors are twice as powerful as enforcers. Here's the thing. I've said that a lot, I bet. Convictors, just like the enforcers, they can do that stupid as... They can inflict that stupid freaking status condition on you where you're dead but you're still alive. You're basically incapped, but you're not dead. They can incap you again, but it happens even more commonly now, because here's what happens. The enforcers, those dragon guys, The Enforcers, they incap you with a move that hits around 2 to 3 to 4 times, something like that. So, even if you get hit by it, there's a chance you'll make it out. You'll be hurting, but you'll be alive. The Convictors, what they do is they summon up whirlwinds all around them. They summon up whirlwinds. You remember those little glowing balls of light that I was talking about, or glowing circles around the Proclaimers? Think of it kind of like in that kind of radius. Like whirlwinds pop up and they start spinning around them like a shield, except they go out and they spread out. It's kind of hard to describe, but think of it like, they're surrounding them like a shield, but, those hurricanes, or whirlwinds, those whirlwinds, if you get hit by them if you get hit by them, you're going to get thrown up in the air and you're going to get juggled until the whirlwind goes away. And if it's going to hit you 6 or 7 or 8 times, and each one, again, can instantly incap you. And if all 3 of your party members are incapped, you're done. Instantly. You're just done. And just like not just like before, but now every single area in the main game, unless you go off to like specific dungeons, like really deep into dungeons and stuff like that, if you go to specific dungeons, they're not there. But everywhere on the overworld and like the main areas, Convictors everywhere. So now you got to deal with those assholes everywhere. Every single encounter, pretty much. Not all of them, of course, but about 90% of the encounters that you will now face are Convictors. Every one. Again, here's the thing. It's okay to have powerful enemies. And I get it. If you have a powerful enemy, just grind. It's not that hard. Just grind up a few levels. You'll be powerful enough to take them. No. Not here. Not in this case. Because, again, here's the thing. They instantly incap you. If that effect never goes away, no matter how powerful you are, if they get one hit off, if they get one lucky spell off, you're all dead. Every one of you. You're all done. And then you gotta load and you gotta do everything over again. And it's okay to have powerful enemies. I'm not saying that you can't have powerful enemies, because lots of games have powerful enemies. That's fine. And I'm also not saying that you can't have enemies with an instant death thing, like petrification. But, and I'm not kidding here, I am not stressing this at all. Every single encounter at this point of the game feels like a boss fight. Every one. There is no encounter where you can just relax. None. You have to be ready to sacrifice half of your items just to get through a regular enemy. That is really not the mark of a good game when I have to just fight to survive against regular enemies. The only time I should ever have to feel like my entire party is in danger is against a boss. And every single fight is a boss. And let me tell you, it is impossible to grind against enemies that can instantly kill me. Because another thing about this game, I like this. Don't worry, I'm not ragging on this. One of the best ways to grind is to get into a bonus battle, which basically, when you get into a fight, you just hit enemies and stuff, and then a little bonus gauge will fill up. When it's filled up, you get a special benefit at the end of a fight, as long as the gauge doesn't break. And the gauge breaks if you take a bunch of hits or get killed. Now, one of the things that you can get in a bonus battle is triple the experience, which is not bad. Sounds easy to level up now, doesn't it? You just get triple experience and then just go fight and fight and fight and fight. Still not that easy. Really still not that easy. Because again, all you have to do is get killed or incapped. Killed or incapped and the bar is gone. And with every enemy being a boss fight. Have fun getting any consistent freaking wins going. Okay. So, not only do you have a story that is completely worthless at this point, because nothing matters. Nothing matters. I mean, you're beyond caring. Because at this point, you don't... I'm not... In the game, there are real people. I mean, there are people in the game, but you know that they're just a simulation. You don't care as much anymore. It'd be like if I came in the middle of Tales of the Abyss. Let's say, well, let me see. Okay, I'll just use Tales of the Abyss. Let's say Tales of the Abyss. You got this horrible friggin' disaster going on at the Tower of Rem. You know what I'm talking about, if you've played that game or you've seen my work on it. The Tower of Rem scene. Let's say that doesn't work. Let's say hundreds of thousands of people die to the miasma. Then the characters learn of this new place they can go to learn this thing. They go there, and then we find out everybody's a simulation. You don't care as much anymore because they're not... They'll argue that's like, oh, we're real people, we're not just data. But it doesn't feel the same. You can't deny that. It does not feel the same. And God, I wonder if anybody's still listening to this. I'm just ranting at this point. Anyway, it doesn't matter as much anymore because they're not real people. They're going to argue that, but you can't deny it's not going to feel the same. And okay, I'm going to move past this because I've ranted about it enough. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the final boss. The final boss is the concept is pathetic. He's not pathetic himself, but the concept. I just want to say it once, just so you can hear how stupid it sounds for a final boss. You remember how we were talking about going to fight the creator? Well, the creator is basically the head developer of the game. Yeah, the head developer. Doesn't quite sound as epic as fighting a boss. Now, I mean, a boss. Doesn't sound quite as epic as fighting a god, now does it? He is literally just the guy that created the simulation that you're in. And that's it. His whole goal is to just delete you. That's it. He just wants to delete the game. Okay. I wasted 67 hours of my life in this game. I'm never going to get it back. I ain't getting that freaking crap back. This game made me... I got 67 hours closer to death wasting my time on this game when I could have been doing anything else. I could have been out like taming panthers or something. I don't know. I could have been playing Serious Sam. I could have been doing school. I could have been learning a language. I could have been working out. I could have been doing anything but wasting my time with this. Now, I know no one's listening. I mean, not you. I mean, like, I hope you're listening, but I'm talking, when I say nobody, I'm talking about like a game developer. I'm going to talk about how I would have fixed this. And it's really quite simple. It's not hard. All you do is you just punch the freaking moron who thought up of the whole simulation thing in the face and go on writing your good story. You go to the 4D space, and it's not a simulation. You go there, and it's another dimension. What happens is, you go there, the executioners are there, and you get the frick beat out of you. You get freaking raped, and then you get thrown out. I don't know how you get out. I don't know how you would write that. I'm not a writer. Basically, you go in, you lose a huge fight, and then you got to get out of there. So you get out of there, you leave the planet that you were just on, and then, really, it's not that hard. Because from then, you can do anything. You can do anything from there. You can go to other planets. You can go, actually, you know what? I got it. I just got it. Okay, here's what happens. You get your crap torn up, and you leave. And then, you remember those bad guys that I was talking about who were shooting at you in the war on Planet 2? Those guys are called the Vendini. Yeah, I know. Whatever. It's an alien race. So, what happens is, you send out a distress signal, those guys come pick you up, and they're like, oh crap, we're getting abducted by the bad guys, this isn't good. And so, you tell them who you are, and then you threaten them, and it's like, I can just destroy your whole ship. I want to go home to your freaking leader, because I know how powerful this civilization is, and we need your help. We're going to team up with the humans and stuff. We're going to beat the frick out of those stupid executioners. We're going to save the galaxy together. Because even if we don't agree, we at least all want to survive, right? So, they take you back to your home planet, you talk to their leader, and then, all before this is also, this is in the beginning of the game, it was all set up, but basically, the Vendini and the Federation are always the good guys, whatever, the Vendini and the Federation, they're at odds, they're always, fighting and stuff, they don't like each other. So, you talk to their leader, and you're like, well, we need help. We went in that place, and we got torn apart. We need help. We need your freaking advanced technology. Come on, give us your stuff, and we'll help save the galaxy, and then you guys can go back to your war or whatever. And then they're like, well, we want to live. We hate the Federation, and we don't really trust you all that much because you threatened us on your ship. But we don't want to die. So you know what? We're going to give you our stuff, but because we don't trust you, we're going to send one of our guys with you. We're going to send one of our Vendini douchebags to go with you. He's got freaking guns, he's got armor, and he's all suited up, he's ready to go. So you take him, and then we'll give you technology, we'll help you in your quest, we'll help you find, stupid stuff that'll help you be more powerful than the freaking executioners. Whatever. Now, what this also does at the same time as giving you a new party member and a new direction to go, you're going to new planets, you're looking around for all artifacts and stuff that's super powerful, legendary things of the galaxy that'll help you fight off the freaking executioners. Along with giving you a new direction in the same universe, it also gives you character development. It gives you a lot of area for character development because now you can see the reasoning for the Vendini constantly being quote-unquote evil. You can see why, because you'll get to talk to one of them. You'll see their motivations from the point of view of one of them. And it's really, really sad that I actually just wrote a better freaking plot than the actual game developer. It is very sad. And you know what? I just came up with that on this freaking video. I just came up with that in less than 40 minutes time. Keep the first 30 minutes and replace Disc 2 with what I just came up with, and you've got yourself a really solid, cool game, I don't know who's still listening. I don't know if anybody's still listening. This is 30 minutes of ranting about a game that I hate. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. But whatever. I felt like I owed it to you guys to actually give you an explanation of why I hate it and what I liked, what I hated, and what I think could be improved on and how it could be improved on. So, I guarantee you this 30 minutes was a lot better spent than playing the game, trust me. So, anyway, that's really about it. Kind of just petered out. But you know what? That's what I thought of it, and I'll stand by it. I don't care what anybody says. That is my opinion on the game. And unless you give me action replay codes to beat it, I will not change, because I think it is a horrible, horrible second half of a game that started out really, really well. So, first review commentary thing over. So, bye.